Hi, we continue with the fiber attenuation measurement. As we say that for a given particular fiber, a mode sampling devices is used. That devices is to identify that what will be the distributions of particular light there inside a fiber. Because a fiber, when we consider that a fiber is used and it can propagate the signal through the cladding also. So that's why you can consider that cladding mode stripper there. So here cladding mode stripper, and that provides you that a shade whatever we are getting light propagating through the given particular fiber. And then we consider that particular mode stripper at even other end to remove any optical power supposed to be scattered from this core to the cladding there. So means we can say that cladding mode stripper, even if light launch inside the fiber, if supposed to be any light is propagating through the cladding there, that is to be removed. Even if at the end somewhere some light is propagating through that cladding, it is to be removed here, and we can consider only that that is power launch inside the particular fiber there. So we consider that some particular fiber that will be having a propagation of a light inside the cladding there. So at the end we use a receiver, and that receiver we say a photo detector. It can be avalanche diode or a pin diode, and so that detector that is usually used at the other end of a particular fiber, and which measure the output. Okay, that for output present, and that is based on this whatever the lock-in amplifier and this particular output is recorded at the recorder there. So this method, if you see that a cutback technique method, and in this particular method, so optical power measurement is done, that is measured over the required spectrum using a long length of the fiber, and this generally given particular fiber, it doesn't have any losses inside there, and it is it propagates the light only through the core. It is to be considered there. So we should know that from this particular cut back technique, so what is the attenuation occur? Okay, so we can have this particular diagram. So now from this particular cut back technique, we can obtain a fiber attenuation, that is 10 of like alpha dB is equal to 10 by L1 minus L2 into log of 10 P out by P in. So L1 and L2 are the original and cut back fiber length, and P01 and P02 are the corresponding optical output power at the specific wavelength from which the original and the cut back fiber length is used. That's why we can obtain that attenuation. Even we can measure the attenuation in terms of V1 and V2, that is the voltage reading from the original fiber length and the cut back fiber length respectively. So we can consider that this attenuation measurement either in terms of a voltage or or we can consider that in terms of a optical power there. Now that output, that attenuation and that accuracy of the given attenuation is depending upon the constant of a optical launch condition, and that is, or you can say that optical launch condition means what? We say that how is the source we are going to use, and how we can propagate the light through the given particular fiber. And this case only the fiber detector of our coupling changes between the measurement and this variation can be made less than the 0.01 dB. And that is about your fiber attenuation measurement. And we can use this particular fiber measurement for a specific length. Then the next is about how to measure that attenuation, and that measurement of attenuation using the spot measurement technique. So in this particular case, in the spot measurement technique, that spot measurement interference fibers are frequently used instead of the monochromatic in order to obtain the measurement of a particular optical wavelength. And it has a dynamic range than the monochromatic, but are a limited use of a spectral measure due to the reduced number of a wavelength. So already we learned that a spot or attenuation occurs with using the numerical aperture there. So here in this particular technique, so we consider that a spot measurement there. And that may be similar to the method of attenuation that earlier we have seen. Here a white light we are using everything. Only the difference is that monochromator that is used earlier instead of that. Okay, so we can directly consider that interference filter wheel and that particular diaphragm there. And these interference filter wheels are located on a wheel to allow the measurement at a selection of different wavelengths. So this experimental arrangement that is used to identify the given source, or you can say that a spot size, and that is defined by the pinhole, and beam angular width is varied by using the different diaphragms. So we consider that this setup for the variation on the different wavelength and different spot length. So that to determine the loss for a given particular fiber at a specific wavelength, so we use a cutback technique earlier. Now, so we can utilize the same fiber to obtain any attenuation occur in the given particular fiber there. So this particular fiber, that is about attenuation measurement and the loss measurement, we can go ahead in the same fiber and we can measure the differences in the cutback technique and this particular technique. So that is only the difference of this particular diaphragm in the measurement of a spot, and then we measure whatever the output we are receiving at the end. So we can consider that a fiber, and we can find out what is the power measured at this particular fiber end. So another technique for the measurement of the fiber we can use, that is about a calorimetric measurement of a fiber absorption losses. A schematic diagram of a version of apparatus, and that is B is about the temperature measurement technique using the thermocouple. So now generally we consider that a given fiber, that is to measure the absorption loss in a particular fiber, that is a instrument here. And if we consider that part B is nothing but the temperature measurement technique, so that is used for the measurement of this particular absorption loss. Now this fiber that is mounted in a particular tube, and if you see in this particular figure, it is in particular capillary tube here, that is surrounded by a low refractive index liquid for a good electrical contact. So within a same enclosure, So we can have this particular tube here. So where we have this material here. Okay, so we consider that this fiber here. This is about the enclosure for the given particular fiber, then mode stripper, then the launching cell. Okay, so this is about the setup for the given particular fiber. A thermocouple is wound on this particular. A thermocouple is wound around the fiber containing a capillary tubes, using one of them as a reference junction. When a light is launched from the given fiber, so through any source, then in that case, the temperature rises, and that temperature rises due to the absorption, and that is measured by the thermocouple, and that will be indicated on the voltmeter. Now, so because of that attenuation, the temperature rises, and that is to be measured. Now, electrical calibration may be achieved by replacing the optical fiber with a thin resistance wire and by passing known electrical power through this particular fiber there. So that is about here in the case of a calorimetric technique, where we can use this technique for the electrical measurement also. That is, we can find out this measurement for this calorimetric technique, because if you see that we are using a light is propagating through the given particular fiber there. So because of that, the attenuation of the fiber due to the absorption, and that is due to the heating and cooling characteristics. We can consider that a time constant can be obtained from the given spot, or we can have when we can consider that light is launched inside the given fiber and it is to be cooled there. So this one is about a time constant, that is T2 minus T1, natural logarithm of T infinity minus T1, then minus natural logarithm and T22. So here T is nothing but a time constant, T infinite, that is steady state temperature for the given particular fiber, and we have a T1, that is for the specific position when we start to measure the values there. And this typical curve here, it is shown here in this given particular figure. A typical heating and cooling curve for a glass fiber, the heating curve, and the corresponding plot of this given type for the particular fiber. So we can obtain the attenuation, that is from alpha, what will be the absorption takes place inside the particular fiber, is equal to C into T infinite is equal to P output, whatever the power here, optical power, and the Tc, that is a time constant. C is a propagation proportional to the thermal capacity per unit length of a fiber. Okay, so that's why we can obtain the attenuation in a particular given particular fiber there. So there are the various way to measure the attenuation there. So generally that C is a constant, and that is depending upon that what type of a capillary we are using in the measurement there, or in a particular setup, capillary tube for the measurement, and and what will be the refractive index or surrounding to the given particular fiber. So we can measure this particular loss there. And this capacity, thermal capacity, that C factor, and that is depending upon the length of the fiber here. So we can consider that is depending upon that given particular length. So that's why a time constant that is obtained using a high absorption fiber, which gives a large difference there. So we can consider that a absorption there. So then